Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Let's take a look at the headlines. Students of MIC programs to benefit from a partnership with the National Commission for Self-Help Limited. Measures to be implemented in San Fernando to aid in the reduction of road accidents. And the citizens are being urged to adequately prepare themselves for the hurricane season. In our top story, CIF 2013 saw high-level discussions with worldwide entrepreneur owner of Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream. Speaking at the forum, Trade, Industry and Investment Minister Vasant Bharath says local businesses are positioned in similar places, open for international markets.
The start of Caribbean Investment Forum 2013 focused on building regional competitiveness through innovation and entrepreneurship. The forum saw over 20 business leaders from Latin America, as well as contingents from Canada, China, USA and the wider Caribbean, come together to discuss new ways aimed at fostering growth within emerging economies in the region. Investors got a chance to explore and gain deeper insight into innovative areas for investing within the region. Chairman of InvestGT, Christine Gibbon-Thompson, says doing this is key to opening up and developing the Caribbean's economy.
Diversification remains one of the main challenges to our economic development. Energy is to Trinidad and Tobago what tourism is to the rest of the Caribbean, but it's the same problem that we all face. There needs to be a firm commitment by both public and private sector stakeholders to build a competitive, export-driven economic environment. And we've managed to attract some of our Canadian compatriots to share with us their experience in the PPP world.
She adds that widening areas of investment within the Caribbean will only start when foreign direct investment is upped.
Investment is critical for the health of our economies. This is particularly true for smaller economies. For example, FDI as a percentage of GDP for St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Kitts and Nevis is as high as 18% and 14% respectively. Healthy FDI flows also strengthen industries, create technological advancement, and build our human resource capacity. According to the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLAC, FDI into the Caribbean grew for the third year in a row against the backdrop of falling global FDI flows. Flows into the Caribbean region grew at a compound average growth rate of 14% between 2006 and 2012, which is very impressive. Flows into Trinidad and Tobago in particular increased 18% per year since 2006 to reach $3.2 billion in 2012. Of course, our challenge is that oil and gas accounted for no less than 85% of those flows. And it is our mandate here in the next week to diversify that source of FDI in terms of sectors into other areas.
Trade, Industry and Investment Minister Vasant Bharath says Trinidad and Tobago possesses the characteristics and features ideal for investors looking to set up establishment and gain access to the Latin American market.
What we are selling to you is the gateway to the Americas. We sell to you the ability to service goods and services to over 600 million people through which Trinidad and Tobago provides the gateway. That's what we sell. And we know that because of the inherent advantages that Trinidad and Tobago has, because of our strategic location, because of our warm weather and sunshine and sand and sea, because of our good telecommunication structure, because of our basic infrastructure that's already on the ground, hospitals and schools and everything else. We know that because, as all of us know, we have and we can provide cheap energy resources. So countries, for example, or organizations, for example, that has a high input as far as energy is concerned would find it very attractive to locate to Trinidad and Tobago.
Participants at the conference were privy to a page from success story of co-founder of the world-famous Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream, Ben Cohen. He says the secret to success is keeping giving back to the community at the core of business.
businesses are starting to understand that pretty much the only way to achieve business success in today's world is to find a way to integrate meeting the needs of our societies and our communities, meeting unmet social needs, to integrate those into our day-to-day business activities. Our societies, our social service sectors need the skills that we have honed as business people to apply them to meeting the unmet social needs of our communities.
With diversification at the center of the forum, sessions included a look at making the most of agribusiness sector through its value. Other areas discussed included partnerships through the film industry and a look at how the Caribbean region can capitalize on worldwide development trends. Kimberly Ramkalawan, News 4.
Hundreds of students under MIC programs will gain the necessary experience through a partnership with the National Commission for Self-Help Limited. The timely initiative has been supported by both the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training.
The National Commission for Self-Help Limited and the Metal Industries Company Limited have signed a memorandum of understanding for the construction of 2 low-cost starter houses. This historic move will see citizens in need of proper housing benefit, while the skills of those aligned with the MIC programs are put to use through service-based learning. The chairman of the MIC says the commercial factory and training institution was happy to partner with NCSHL and give its board and management an assurance of MIC's strong capabilities.
MIC, firstly, we have recognized highly trained instructors that will be used to monitor and guide the trainees to ensure that quality workmanship is delivered every step of the way. Also, the Metal Industries Company has a mature project management team that can ensure the scope of works is completed within reasonable and well-defined deadlines. These factors, along with our health and safety professionals, will ensure delivery of these 2 low-cost, high-quality houses while ensuring high level of safety on both work sites at all times. This partnership will not only benefit the National Commission for Self-Help Limited and the lucky families to receive these high-quality, low-cost homes, but also over 100 trainees from the MUST, HYPE, and ICP industrial craft programs who will be involved in this project.
Chairman of the NCSHL gave an overview of the Starter Housing Program.
The Starter Housing Program, which is the creation of this government, is being managed by the Commission through the Ministry of Local Government. This program provides low-income housing for struggling families who battle on a regular basis to acquire some of the basic necessities required for daily living. Some of our recipients include the physically challenged, single parents of very young children, terminally ill, bedridden parents, and senior citizens. These are the people that we have given not just a house, but rather a new start in life. We have restored hope and dignity to these families.
He explained that in the last few months, the NCSHL has completed an estimated 50 starter houses in various communities across Trinidad. Meanwhile, Line Minister for the Self-Help Commission, Minister of Local Government, Dr. the Honorable Suredratan Rambachan, spoke of another venture which he hoped his ministry would embark upon in the future. He says he would like to see students of the MIC work alongside URP workers in the Core Construction Projects program to utilize their talents and gain the necessary experience that would make them prime candidates for the world of work.
If we do 2 cycles of these, by which time they will have developed skills, they will develop some management skills also, then they will have formed themselves into a team. We can then take that team and register it as a company in Trinidad. And then we are prepared in the URP to give these core construction projects to the company to do it. So for example, if we estimate that the material cost on the program is, let's say, 60,000, and the labor cost is 40,000, we'll say, okay, here's the contract for the 40,000, we'll supply you with the material. If the project is going to be executed in 8 weeks and you finish it in 6, you still get your $40,000. once the quality of the work is there.
This initiative is parallel to others offered by the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training that seeks to provide students and graduates with experience in their respective fields. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
When we come back, Minister of Energy and Energy Affairs looks at a greater crackdown on illegal quarrying and mining operations. Welcome back. Measures will be implemented in San Fernando to aid in the reduction of road accidents and help build road safety awareness. So says San Fernando Mayor, His Worship, Dr. Navi Muradali.
Dr. Muradali agrees that something must be done to curb road carnage. He explains this is why the San Fernando City Corporation is taking the lead in enforcing road safety measures. Some of the measures include a ban on car shows in the city. This is expected to aid in a reduction of noise and in reducing the proliferation of drag racing in the city. The initiation of a partnership with the relevant authorities. This aims to encourage the authorities to provide more night patrols at specific vending areas and night spots to aid in a crackdown on illegally accessorized cars and to increase breath alcohol tests, particularly on weekends and public holidays. And collaborating with the Traffic Management Division to increase the number of road humps, road signage and road crossing signs. The San Fernando Mayor says the City Council also plans to embark on an education and road safety awareness campaign. He adds the council will meet to discuss this and other possible measures to reduce road carnage. Mayor Muradali says groups such as Arrive Alive will be called upon to assist in the development of these measures. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Citizens are being urged to adequately prepare themselves for the hurricane season. This as the first tropical storm of the season, Tropical Storm Andrea, hit Florida last week.
The call comes from Chairman of the Office of Disaster and Preparedness Management, or the ODPM, Dr. Stephen Ramoop. Dr. Ramoop makes the call while partaking in a community outreach tour of areas which suffered severe flooding and landslides last year. The ODPM head and dozens of volunteers visited residents of Diego Martin and Petey Valley who suffered thousands of dollars in damages and losses as a result of the flooding. Dr. Ramoop believes the experiences of the affected residents can be particularly useful in the ODPM's development of additional national disaster management strategies. He adds, however, that evidence across the world has shown that community readiness is even more important than household preparation for disasters. He explains this is why the ODPM is now placing focus on community readiness for disasters with his Community Organized and Ready for Emergencies program, or CORE. He says the program seeks to develop a culture of community-based resilience in Trinidad and Tobago. Dr. Ramoop assures the ODPM is ready for any natural disaster if it were to hit this country. He says the ODPM currently has 6 shipping containers filled with emergency supplies, including beds, cleaning equipment, and food, which could be transported to communities within 1 hour of any disaster occurring. Persons requiring more information on hurricane or disaster preparedness are advised to visit the ODPM's website at www.odpm.gov.tt. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
Minister of Energy and Energy Affairs, Senator the Honorable Kevin Ramnarine, is confirming there's now a greater crackdown on illegal quarrying and mining operations. He makes the revelation and warns illegal operators to beware of the brunt of the law.
Less than 1 week ago, officers of the Minerals Division of the Energy Ministry led a team of officials to shut down illegal quarrying operations in Mausica. The illegal activities along the banks of the Mausica River were affecting the quality of water reaching the Water and Sewage Authority water treatment plant at Piarco. Trinidad and Tobago Police Service officers, members of the Interagency Task Force, officials from the Water Resources Agency of WASA, and officers of the Minerals Division of the Energy Ministry discovered 4 illegal mineral processing sites. The state has since taken action against the owners and operators of the quarrying sites. Minister Ramnarine says persons found guilty of these operations face having to also pay compensation for damages done to the river and for illegal abstraction and misuse of potable water. The Energy Minister says the relevant authorities will continue to be on the lookout for these illegal activities. He adds that the Police Service and the Ministry of National Security have guaranteed their assistance in clamping down on illegal activity in the quarrying sector. Gregory McBurney, News 4.
When we come back, cricket action. Stay with us. Welcome back. The West Indies looked out of depth versus India in their second ICC Champions Trophy match contested at the Oval in London. The regional team was outplayed in all departments, and the loss leaves Dwayne Bravo and his men in need of a win in their final group match on Friday versus South Africa. Ken Tyson is in the United Kingdom for the tournament, and he has the details.
The West Indies suffered a comprehensive 8-wicket loss to India as the ICC Champions Trophy continued today at the Kennington Oval. Batting first, the Caribbean side looked comfortably placed with 103 for 1, but some incisive bowling by the Indians and some injudicious shots reduced the Windies to 182 for 9. Darren Sammy's 56 took the West Indies to a respectable 233 for 9. Johnson Charles top scored with 60. Ravi Jadeja was the pick of the bowlers for the Indians, taking 5 for 36.
Last delivery. Hits hard, hit straight, hit for 4. What a cameo from Darren Sammy. A point to prove, he's proven it. He takes his side up to 233. He has 56. And the West Indies have a chance.
In reply, India eased to their total with 69 balls to spare. Shikhar Dhawan top scored with an accomplished 102.
Shikhar Dhawan 4 short of a century. Here's the West Indies captain. Oh, he's chipped it over for 6, is it? It's a magnificent strike, and it is yet another magnificent innings for Shikhar Dhawan.
While Dinesh Karthik and Sharma made 51. Sunil Narine was the pick of the bowlers for the West Indies, taking 2 for 49. But it was not enough for the Caribbean side.
That is a magnificent way to get to a half-century. Dinesh Karthik leaves his calling card at the Oval, and so too does Shikhar Dhawan in an emphatic display here by India.
The West Indies must turn their attention now to the South Africans on Friday in a do-or-die affair at the Frolic Oval in Cardiff. Kern Tyson reporting for News 4 Sports.
More news after the break. Thank you for staying with us. $35 million will be spent on Phase 2 of the Chaguaramas Development Plan, which should turn the 14,572-acre peninsula into what Minister of Planning and Sustainable Development, Dr. Bahindranath Tewari, says will be the preeminent world destination. Imagine flying through the trees like a ninja along part of Trinidad's coast.
And we're off! Woo!
This experience is now available to locals with the launch of the zipline and canopy tours at the Macri Bay Beach facility in Chaguaramas. The launch of the zipline took place after a sod-turning ceremony, marking the beginning of Phase 2 of the Chaguaramas Boardwalk project. The boardwalk is going to be extended 1,300 feet to Tembradora in Chaguaramas. Planning and Development Minister Dr. Bahindranath Tewari was the featured speaker at the launch and announced a host of new products that should be available to local and foreign tourists by mid-2014.
Increasing interest in the peninsula from both local and international investors reflects the huge potential Chaguaramas has for developing alternative and non-traditional business opportunities, such as tourism and eco-friendly businesses, global marine services, light manufacturing, entertainment, knowledge-based industries, intensive agriculture, cottage industries, and retail, as well as the most beautiful natural vistas that create perfect settings for movie productions and commercial photography on both land and sea.
There are also plans to construct a children's play park, along with a mini golf course, a water park, and amphitheater. Minister Tiwari also announced the upgrading of the Chaguaramas Hotel and the expansion of the Chaguaramas Golf Course to an 18-hole facility.
The challenge I put forward to you today is to make this small corner of paradise one of the major centers for tourism, both local and foreign, in the world. How do we do this? We have to do this by leveraging the strengths and the uniqueness of the peninsula. And I want to assure you that the likes of this exist nowhere else in the world.
The minister said there is an increasing interest, both international and regional, in the peninsula from both local and international investors. Several investors have expressed interest in Chaguaramas, which add up to approximately $4.5 billion.
I want to say that this space on Chaguaramas is not that small. This is the size of a country called Bermuda, which is 22 square miles, and that is what this part of the peninsula is, 22 square miles approximately in acreage. We have to leverage this by leaving, when we come here, only footprints. And I want to emphasize that.
The name of the company managing the facility is called Zip TT and is being done in conjunction with a St. Lucian zipline company and a team of Trinidad and Tobago investors. The zipliner climbs a tower, and on one of its landings, he or she is outfitted with a harness and helmet. The first ride takes you over Macquarie Bay and is one of the longer, higher, and faster rides. The Zip TT Adventure Tours would be the first company to offer zip lining and canopy adventures in the country. The minister explicitly stated that the Zip TT company has taken out insurance to protect the patrons of the facility, and the CDA also took out insurance for the company. And that story brings us to the end of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Thank you for watching.